All right. Hello, hello.
Hello!
Yes. Kif qed inħossuna llum? Brothers at arms, ready to fight the battle of a lifetime. Kar
Jiena memx ħafna kinħoss, I'll just nistanejt illi first time I was a master, now I am the master surpassed by the student, and m'għandix problemi li nitlef kontra Juan imma xorta nixtieq intih ġilieda li jiftakar.
15-minute game ġifiri.
Oj, oj, oj. Shots fired, shots fired. Jiena nistenna li.
We never said which side.
Le, we did, aħna ħankunu red side, intom ħatkunu blue, f'tem ta' maqa iglos, mux problema tijak dik. And yes, we will make sure that you at least die once in this game.
Yes. Loba siħal Juan. Why not?
You have a bullseye on your head.
Mela,
Cool.
jiena nistenna li jekk versi rebħu legacy ħajmur id-dar ta' Juan u jifqaru l-bib jew xi ħaġa.
Ma ħajsib xejn.
Le, nħajmur fil-5 minute break between games naqtalu l-internet.
Bil-force. Imma għarġibu 2-1. Looking forward to it. Mela, jina marriċ nispoiljaw mill-atmosfera li għandkom. Jina nistenna loba tajba. Looking forward to it, of course. Unfortunately, kem xtaqt kieku Juan jilab mid-lane dil-loba. Ma fxek forsi għatamlu xinaqa jaswu bot lane ma Drakur. Imma jek tamlu insomma, it-tu negost zgur. Naraw il-Legacy versus Starforger mid-lane. Pero band bla ganks, eh? Għara xet najdu. Handshake irridu. Mela. Eja ħan naraw xta tibbenjaw, ta' good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ħatatu handshake?
See you.
Memx għalfejn.
Le? Orre, mux ta' billi tajdu, tajt handshake. U ta'
Good
minnek.
Good luck on the rift, brother. You'll need it.
Ciao, ciao.
Mela, let's get into it. Issa. For today, I will be joined by Mr. Nano. I see the draft link is already out. Fantastic. Mela. Hello, Nano.
Hello.
Nice to hear you.
Hello.
Nice, is-sound qed jaħdem tiegħek kemm nollilek ftit. U nistgħu nibdew. Ħanraw għalfej għadna bdejniex il-draft. X'tistenna minnhom? Kif qed tħossok wara Christmas?
Mux ħażin, extra jolly. Illum għamilt ħaġa li ilna ma nagħmel naqa' xhur, ġurnata solo queue, I regret it completely insomma. Missa interessat, nara.
Xiex, mela ma morx tajjeb.
Bdejt Emerald 2, 86 LP, u spiċċajt Emerald 2, 86 LP. So,
Alright, we are not bad.
skużani, 84, tlifnej. Yeah, could be worse, could be worse.
Mela għak il-bands bdew. We see Lissandra Malzahar from Project Eversio against Legacy.
GLD għamlu xi rebranding, jisimhom Agony issa.
Whoops. Oh no. Xet jiġri, xet jagħmlu.
Qed jibbenjaw eżatti bħal Agony, so forsi vera qed nilagħbu kontra Agony. Mela għandna Lissandra Ben, għandna Malzahar and any Ben, they're just banning comfort champions. Xej barra minna, something that's always happened dux.
Ekku. Ma nafx dita l-isem hemmhekk. Ħanbiddilha ma rajtx. Ek, ma rajtu xejn.
Ħadd mara xej.
Ejja. Mela, le mhux minnaħa tiegħi Aiglos għamilha di, torta Aiglos. Mhux ti. Ajwa. X'qed naraw Victor min-naħa ta' Gladiators.
Victor. Gladiator speaking Victor, Victor very fucking good champion right now. If you let Aurelion Sol through the draft, you are going to have to face Aurelion Sol. Already, arguably a bit of a misplay from Gladiators in the pick'ems. In the champion picks, as we see Viego coming out. Viego and Victor, very good, have two very nice kill reset champions. You
Yeah.
have obviously upgraded Hexstorm expanding and Viago getting a reset.
Oh,
So
your
now all they need
gangster
is some.
likes to play Viego as well. He's very good on it.
And there we go. I mean, we have two very nice reset champions. Maybe we're going for very explosive team fights on the side of Gladiator, saying, fuck it, the only way to beat Aurelion is if we deal more damage before he can kill us. Respectable. As we see, Vi and Galio.
Wow.
No,
To be
from
fair, these are some really spicy picks by Versio, not really something we see on the rent.
I'm gonna be damn honest, I'm not a fan of the Vi pick. Nor the Galio pick. I think Victor does incredible. Unless it is, in fact, a Galio support, which always could be technically flexed top end support. It's very, very spicy, like you're saying. Not too sure what the Versio is actually doing.
Yeah, it's Drakur mid lane on Galio. It's obviously Starforger bot lane with Aurelion Soul. And Brickon decided to go Vi because we always give him a hard time for going Sejuani every game.
Will we see? We do see Zerat. Okay, I really like the Zerat pick.
What are these
think
picks though?
the-
Are you sure about that?
I think that is a Zerat AD carry and or support. If it is a Zerat AD carry, this is a emerging. I looked it up. This is actually one of the few counter picks to Aurelion AD carry. They are cooking. Is my point. Gladiators is cooking.
One thing as well to mention here, it's actually going to, I know. Okay, but it's actually going to be Prower with Gladiators playing as ADC. It's what it is. Captains understood it, and it's what we're gonna have today. So I think, in my opinion,
It's a
maybe
Victor AD carry.
a slight improvement over what they had, but of course Prower knows the in and outs of Project Versio, playing with them as support. So we are looking for it. He's not one to shy away from picking up what he considers to be strong picks into their what is going on? My brain is getting fried,
The
man.
Trundle comes up. This guy is a fucking genius. I was actually in my head thinking they're gonna pick Trundle. That's actually fucking insane. Zambiro rep. The Polizia is on the rift. I like this guy.
We have a lot of comments here. Levin finding a big difficulty with our swaps, but it is what it is. Try not to be sour about it. And Onur is saying this draft, I can't agree more. This draft is Pepega. Looking forward to it.
I think the Sun is okay. Although again, if you're matching it with the Aurelion, we have this double stacking bot lane, which are you gonna have a chance to stack against Victor, Viego, Trundle with their insane mid game, and even Zera, to be honest. If I am a Versio, I'm doing this draft for shits and giggles or just full comfort.
Well, okay, so it's not all like that. I mean, Starfortress 2.6k points on Aurelion Soul. He played him jungle and won against professional English teams. So that's done. We know he's gonna do good. The Vi from Bikun. Bikun, long time player. We know he's a good type. He plays with his brain, so I'm sure it's not gonna be troll. Draco Rongalio, this is one of his picks. Alright, glad it's not his own, but it's a pick. Senna for Awaken. Awaken, great Senna player if you don't know, he's really good at it. And last but not least, Aiglos on Renekton. Now, it's kind of, will he be a crocodile or will he be a leather purse? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's Aiglos against someone that has less experience than him. So, hopefully he'll be good.
Onur is saying Renekton Senna bot. I highly doubt it.
Nah, I mean, come on. It's not what Starforger top lane with a soul. I don't know. But
technically, you could send Galio up top lane, but against the Trundle, I would not recommend it.
I'm really curious about the Gladiator comp here. It's new, it's fresh. The only thing I know that is playing on role is the Viego. The rest being, let's see, Zerat here, ADC. Wow. With Nautilus too. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, but Trundle, he's definitely strong. But how does it go against Renekton?
I'm not a big fan of the Nautilus personally. I think if we're going for the Zerat AD carry, which is a counter to the Aurelion Soul, I would rather see something maybe to sort of ignore him in the bot lane as he just permashoves with Q, and to maybe go along with the whole reset mechanics that are going on with the team comp. I'd like to see a Pike I think a Pike here would just complete the Victor and Viego, especially in team fights, finishing off these last few kills, expanding the hex score, getting a reset for the Viego. If you're not gonna go down that route, I think maybe a champion like Zoe could work, another poke mage alongside, sort of just trying to make this Aurelion and this Senna's life as miserable as possible.
So you're vouching
Else,
for it.
I mean, I'm vouching for the Zerat AD carry. I'm not the biggest fan of the Nautilus, but I think the Zerat AD carry is a genuinely good pick. It is a counter to the Aurelion Soul. It's not played a lot, but I do think it is pretty strong against them. The entire point is that every single time that Aurelion has to stand still in order to farm with his Q, or to poke with his Q, the Zerat stays back and they get W Q'd. Victor Ua AD carry.
Join the glorious revolution. Nautilus jungle, top lane. Starforger, moħħok fil-loba, ħallik mill-stream. Oj. But
It could be Victor AD it could be Victor AD carry. I would not want to see Victor AD carry here.
But
I
that
think if
type,
they're gonna
huh?
send
from what
it
I've
is
heard,
good, it's not good. It's not good against Aurelion. It's good, it's not good against Aurelion. It's really good. The champion is basically like he just wants to farm for 100 minions. And Bonsama, like we're saying, I mean, personally, I would have preferred to see Zerat AD carry. But if it is a Victor AD carry, this is of course still good. And to be fair, if it is a Victor AD carry, suddenly the Nautilus makes a tiny bit more sense.
I mean, it has. Oh. And who's going mid though? No.
Zerat.
Zerat mid, Victor Nautilus bot lane.
Esatti. I'd rather see Victor AD carry and I mean Victor mid.
No.
Zerat AD carry.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Well, we will know in 2 minutes.
Let's see. Did they pick their champions? Oh, we don't see their names, unfortunately.
We don't see their names. What is the thing? So we will find out in a minute 40 seconds. Vic Notebot makes more sense. It does, but just looking strictly at matchups, I think putting the Zerat AD carry makes a bit more sense. Especially since basically it doesn't particularly matter where you're gonna put the Victor or the Zerat here.
I mean, Victor ADC has been performing really well overall, but it's against Aurelion Soul. I think
that's the main issue. I think the main issue is Aurelion Soul. I think if it wasn't Aurelion Soul, I think then it would make more sense to put Victor bot lane. But I think just because of the way their comp is structured, I think it would make more sense to put the Zerat as an AD carry. Either way, I'm a big fan of their comp. I'm actually really happy. There is an argument that the Trundle is kind of troll and that you just want another team fight champion.
Trundle here, I guess he can take Galio's stats, maybe.
Yeah, I think the idea is that he's stealing Galio's stats and he is taking away Renekton's AD. Although of course Renekton was picked late on. Maybe this is them seeing what Aiglos wants to play top lane, assuming that there's gonna be a champion like the Renekton who stacks a lot of AD, and saying I'm just gonna pick Trundle.
Aw xaħat għamil background noises, xaħat tisimaw eżatt?
Jien għand il-background noise?
Ma nafx ta' jek għat tiex tijaj u tijak. Jena tajab għat nisimak li l-ek, ma mux għat nisma l-ingas.
Jien mux għet nisma background noise, għas ħana mute il-5 sekundi ħana rakin.
Hemm ċans forsi smajt il-keyboard typing tijaj. I mean, dak, hemm ċans. Le, ejja l-ura, tix kas. Issa nisimaw jek jgħidu xinġa.
Rġajt I'm muted again, just in case.
Mela. Let's get into it. So...
It is, in fact...
Oh, naħbit.
That is Prowler on
You
Victor.
Gangster mux jgħata, alright. So I guess...
Gangster is in fact not here.
Għanlaki. Jungle tajja, for sure, li għandu għawaj. Tal-kappell, mish xaħġa waqaf. Imma raġiġi. Alright. Hello?
Jien tal-kappell?
Le, laħseb jien tal-kappello.
Jien tal-kappell. Okay, fair enough.
Ma fx ma xed tisma specifically background noise, għaw xaħat jor fl-stream. Anyone else in the stream hears background noises? And what the noises sound like, maybe I can fix them.
Jisu xi feedback tal-mic. Tal-mic tiegħi imma jew.
Alright. Ekka ħjar? Hello, testing, 1, 2.
Tajan.
Ħana issa ħjarek. Toribe.
Could be when you hit the desk. Għana sabbaċ il-desk u dil-loba jan. Insomma, jiddependi kem tkun interessanti dil-loba.
Ejja.
As we do seem to be taking our sweet time to load in.
Mux ekko, I mean. Ma
Yeah,
tarax.
I mean, it does. So, on the legacy on the Zerat, I am hoping this is Zerat AD carry, but we will see.
So, let the game begin.
So, dal-axar I've been a bit of a Victor fanatic. I've been looking at his builds, looking at how the champion generally wants to play. Because he is a very fun champ, and I think the champ is incredibly good, especially meant for competitive. Generally speaking, Millie right, there's 2.5 builds which I think stand out as being the best ways to play and build Victor. As we do see, it is actually Victor AD carry and Zerat mid. The generally two ways you want to play him as is either as this very annoying bruiser and slow peel champion where he slowly just burns away at your health bar. This is the builds where usually they go things like Grasp, and they either rush Liandry's and go into Cosmic, or else they build an Iceborne Gauntlet like we saw with the game of Agony versus Aversio, and then go into the Liandry's. I think that's personally the stronger version of Victor right now, but there is a secondary form of Victor, which is a more damage-oriented Victor, which is a straight Storm Surge into Malignance. It's very, feast or famine as a champion. Victor doesn't have the best ranges, so he's not the best at being a burst mage, but his damage and his scaling is absolutely crazy. His E alone has 130% AP scaling.
What's going on?
Once you upgrade it.
Wait. So they sent Starforger mid and Drakur bot lane. I see.
Because they do not want to put the Aurelion versus the Victor, apparently.
Nah. The Starforger
versus-
and Legacy are brothers. And I think they're just playing out the matchup. As per the interview. As I told
As per the
them,
interview.
I really want them to go and swap over. Okay, that's good. Lot of I like that the first are having fun with it, at least. A lot of things going on. I'm really hopeful that we get not so close game here as expected, but the pick'ems are about 80% in Aversio's favor. Solo Swag Killer.
Solo Swag Killer gets a bit low. Now, that is not the worst
Ooh.
if he does survive. If he does have TP, so it's going to be perfectly fine for him. He's going to lose a bit of XP. But that should not be the worst thing in the world. And this is what I mean by Zera just being a very nice answer. Of course, he did overstay a tiny bit and did go a bit too far into the range. So he will take some return damage.
I mean, that's
But
the
the idea
problem
there
with
is
one
pretty
tricks
simple.
though. Sometimes it's like one tricks are comfortable playing into their counter matchups. They've played it a bunch of times, and they've probably faced people that are better than your average person as well. So it's tricky to beat them when they're on their champions.
This is generally speaking why we see so many people banning comfort champs, and why the sort of general, I think, consensus in the LCM is comfort is king,
Unless it's Poppy and Nivea bot lane.
unless it's Poppy and if you're bot lane, or Blitzcrank Warwick. That's also not so good.
Blitzcrank Warwick bot lane. No, Warwick was jungle. Oh.
Warwick
Uh-huh,
jungle,
yes,
exactly.
I
And then
remember.
we go for the level 1 invade where we forget to put a word. Emma and some maybe we don't do that. Emma, as the game does going, when it generally comes to scaling, it is a bit hard to tell because of the Aurelion, but as Victor immediately goes down. But Viego is here. Brutal Edge does seem to be slowly whittling away the Draco. Very nice flash into the Senna E to stay out of vision. The Viego W misses. Double taunt by Dracour. Absolutely insane. Brutal Edge is probably gonna go down. Oh no, disaster.
A lot of plays going on there. Unfortunately, nothing landing there. Prower, he is getting paid by Aversio to end this game, I think. No, I'm joking. But Sadly, he did go down just before the gank there. It would have helped out. But Versu there do pick
Power.
up the first 3 kills of this match.
We're making sure his pick'ems do come through. Getting paid by Trollboy to make sure his pick'ems are 100% accurate. He wants that epic skin or whatever the hell the award for that is. As Aurelion's all does spam Galio alive.
Should
Also
we give
impressed by the play.
we should give extra points for picking the correct sequence of the games as well. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. As Juan is showing off his insane clicking skills. Bro's flicker clicking the Galio.
Oh, the dodges. Oy, oy, oy.
And that's what I mean. I mean, it's a very, very, very annoying matchup for Aurelion early game, and it does not get much better.
For Zerat or for
For Aurelion. I mean, provided the Zerat does space correctly, it is a very annoying champion to actually deal with for Aurelion. What? I think Gladiators do have a slight scaling advantage if it weren't for the fact that Aurelion is being played by a one-trick. Aurelion, the kind of champion who late game can basically 1v9, provided you do have the ability to play him.
Aglos might find
Like
a
I
dive
said,
here in top. So you see both.
Power.
Oy, 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 power.
It's a tiny bit low. Courier delivering a package, but it may not be the one that Power wants.
Hello.
As here comes Starforger. Boom!
Did he not see that?
I think he was buying shop. He does ping Victor R. Vi does gank top lane, and we are 5-0 at 6 minutes. Courier gets a tiny bit low, probably will go down. The Zeratal does come out. Amazing predictions from Legacy. Drakur will also go down. And the Versio making sure the Gladiators still have a tiny bit of a chance.
I like that
It'll be a
Legacy
bit of a...
managed to match the Aurelion Soul Roam there with the Zerat ult, and now Brutal Edge starting off this dragon while Bricoon is on the grubs. Gladiators are fighting it as their name intends, till the bitter end, still getting those slight advantages where possible.
As you will see, grubs for Drake traded here. Realistically, if you are a Versio here, you do actually just want the grubs. You want to start getting this tower chip damage as Prower does face check a bush. This may be another death. PayPal will need to be checked after the game.
Something's fishy here. I don't know. I think they know that Juan really wants to leave early if possible here, so they made sure to send an infiltrator on the other team. Oi, 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 what's going on here?
We may have some espionage on the rift. That's what I mean. I mean, it is such an annoying matchup for Asol. I mean, realistically, there is nothing more that a short-range mage like Aurelion doesn't want to deal with. As Courier deciding to deliver another kill onto Juan, Drikun does manage to find out Prower. I mean, find out Legacy. And Brutal Edge will have to ult away.
Wow, we want all guns blazing on this Aurelion Soul. It is their game plan today to completely try and shut down Juan's Aurelion Soul, as they said in the interview. Meanwhile, in the top lane here, we see Iglos going in on YOLO Swag Killer. Alt Ignite and Q both used, but it does seem like he can walk it off while Drakur was solo killing Prower there, falling dangerously behind on this Victor.
Prower buddy, what are you doing? Nice flash from YOLO Swag Killer. It is not enough. Iglos follows with his own flash. Clean little play from Iglos. Cancelling out the auto so he does not immediately tank the tower. Very nice little mind game.
Indeed, and seems like Courier caught between a tower and the wall. Bricoon and Drakur and Awaken. Happy to shake hands over his spoils. No.
You know, this game kind of looks a little bit like my solo queue games. I'm Legacy, and my bot lane are typing slurs to me. This does look personally like a nice classic solo queue game for me. Now again, like I said, technically, if we're being completely honest, Gladiators do still technically have the scaling, but we are 12 kills to 3. We are 6 almost Yeah, it's about 6k gold behind. It's gonna be quite a difficult climb back for Team Gladiators. As Juan will slowly stack up, and the last thing you want to see on Juan is him getting his stacks, as his brother is going to give him a skill check as the camera decides to see top lane for a second. Ooh, nice little dodges by Forger coming out. As the flash W comes out, flash alt also misses, exhaust comes out, Q, he's still alive! Boom, Courier!
What a play
Sneaks off
there!
a little kill.
Legacy. In my opinion, that's a solo kill. I know Courier was there, but I mean Starforger using exhaust as well. Really tried to survive this lane. It's really nice to see that Legacy has his tricks in the bag. Oh no, Awaken now might get caught out. Prower is here to respond. Legacy returns the favor. Awaken getting low, but now Drakur following with the ult. Brickhoon is here to respond. Does manage to get the return gank on Courier and Legacy. Both get taken down while Awaken flashes away. What
a fucking game, man. What a fucking game. It's an 18 kill game at 10 minutes. High Gloss tanking one to maybe too many tower shots, but YOLO Circular says, you know what, that's enough chip damage for me. As he will bite him. Why is he not all-inning him? He is dodging a skill shot, I think. I'm okay.
Well, he knows Iglos has ult and he's probably getting baited here. With Brutal Edge being on the way, they decide it's better to work together here. Iglos doesn't get the E reset, but he does have enough damage to shut down Brutal Edge here. A solo combo there. Bit too much for him to enjoy. It's looking like it's getting out of hand here already this game. Seems like every lane is having its hard times. Including top lane here, Iglos getting that
Q
kill.
from Drakur. Oh.
Bit of a tough matchup there. And especially Galio with the magic resist against this Victor in bot lane. What can Prower do to retaliate in this fight? Doesn't even move that health bar at this point.
Like I said, I think I would have preferred to see a grasp variation of Victor here, but he plays more around his Q. And then just straight up just builds Liandry's. I mean, realistically, you're never going to be dealing enough damage to this Galio. He does walk up and loses nearly his entire health bar. I mean, it's look, let's not sugarcoat it. This is it's near a done deal for Team Aversio. That said, we may get a nice few little plays, especially from the Zerat. And you never know. I mean, maybe Legacy could gank Juan IRL.
Yeah, we need to something. I mean, he doesn't really need to gank him IRL. He's doing pretty well in lane as it is, but now it's really this bot lane that really needs to recheck, especially for the next game. They have really let their team down at the moment. Brutal Edge is trying to respond, but he comes out a bit short there, straight up through the lane. He does intend to start dragging here with the entirety of Aversio on reset.
Iglos barely out of range for that W. Cannot manage to get YOLO Circular. This is a nice Trundle skin.
The OG Trundle is
Man,
the best Trundle, in my opinion.
I hate that one, man. Stinky Trundle. Ain't for me. As Brutal Edge does manage to actually take the Drake, Legacy in a bit of a tough spot, and he is just getting melted by this Galio and Vi. Starforger does get Brutal Edge. Brutal Edge flashes out. They are running for their lives. He does seem to get out with a flash.
Dangerous.
I mean, 19 kills to 4. It's 30 minutes in. Interestingly enough, Gladiators are actually 2 Drakes up. As we will see, the 1v1 of a lifetime. Galio ult does come. Maybe enough to save. It does barely hit. And Galio gets another kill. As we do see, Brickhoon is exactly next to Brutal Edge. He barely doesn't manage to hit him with that Q. Does not get him. Courier in a bit of a sticky situation. Stuck behind the wall due to Dralioni. Awaken dealing some nice damage with just one auto because of Blood Song. And I mean, it is just a bit of a problem. Nice little wave clear. Thanks to, what's that called? Hollow Radiance?
Yes,
MR
the
Sunfire?
radiance that is hollow on Galio. Ooh.
Galio, of course, being one of the best users of MR items MR tank items just because of his innate scalings on passive and W. And I mean, it's realistically, you're never gonna be able to kill this Galio. The scoreboard is in fact 20-4, with 2 of your kills being on Nautilus, who actually has more gold than his Victor. Yeah. And his Viego. Ooh.
Nautilus التالت. Oh no.
Yeah, Nautilus sadly does have more gold. Oh, then is Viego slowly catching up? He's about to pass him, but it is not what you want to see.
Oh no, Starforger might be on the receiving end of one of the Gladiator's ganks here. Will he react to it in time? He might just fly away, and that's what happens if you see the minimap. Meanwhile, Brickone here is around the top side quadrant. Herald is the play, as Eyeglass is defending him from any possible entrances. See
Eyeglass
going
will
in.
just run at him. Eyeglass actually using the new Renekton tech. It's Trinity into full lethality.
Ah yes, people watch YouTube. Oh yeah. لا ما. It's the what a one trick uses. So that there is a Renekton who really likes this build. I still dislike the champion, but it's what it is. I mean, why
I
would you
dislike
play
the champ,
Renekton?
but if you're gonna play him, you're gonna play him right. And I do think that this build is just so damn annoying. I mean, it's a lot of damage, and if you get ahead, I think the Trinity Force does give him a bunch of stats that he does really like. His Rakur just does not give a fuck as he walks through the tower and kills YOLO Swag-Killer.
Oh yo, I'm here, big fat statue man, ready to kill.
It's LCM funny moments. We're gonna need to edit the White Putin song, and with just Rakur walking YOLO Swag-Killer under tower.
Sadly,
Sprower does try to
Okay.
respond, but I mean, he's just gonna get killed again. Awaken is somehow behind them again. That's a double flank on the top lane tier 2.
Sadly, the funnies will be no more as Cardona cast says his goodbyes for the time being. So unlucky. Unless
We're
you
gonna
want
need
to
someone-
do then no. Take up the
Uh,
mantle. Sorry,
I have too many solo queue games I need to win, man.
Unlucky. Oh, fine. We have 20 stacks on this Drakur Galio. Jesus. That's a big difference here. So meanwhile, what would you do if you are gladiators here? It's a big difference in gold there. 13k.
Oh no.
Wow,
Cry.
wow. I mean, crying
Right.
doesn't seem like a gladiator's thing to do, you know? So yeah, hopefully we can adjust this bot lane moving on into the next game. Definitely needed to play more around it, perhaps.
Victor, I think, has his first upgrade. I will check. I'm not quite sure. Does he? Does he not even have his first upgrade? He does have his first E upgrade, I believe. The E upgrade is live. But that seems to be all that he has, as he is 40 stacks away from getting his second upgrade at 17 minutes. I mean, it's really not what you want to see. As Awaken does manage to go down. Nice little snipe. Alt does hit Nautilus. Drakur is in a bit of a sticky situation, but it does look like he will get out. The Herald just casually hitting the tower behind him.
Now it seems like Eyeglass and Brickone are just behind them there. And
As
instantly single out
Brickone
Prowler.
says hello. Alt does come out, he does flash out, does not manage to die. Courier will also go down. Drakur picks up the kill on YOLO Swag-Killer, and it is brutal Edge versus 4.
The Vi delivery with
He
Galio
is
just so
spying the Starforger, and
Oh, that's a tilter. Yeah, I mean, he just needs to QR there,
That's-
you know, but no, the last little bit of HP there, no gate taken down.
that is a Palward angle.
Yeah, Kauki
Can
thinks
you
they should go play
can you
Palward.
cancel your Q with your R with Viego, or is there a bit of a cast time?
Yeah, you can cancel it, and you even pop passive as well. Like, the ultimate will trigger the
It's
passive.
an auto attack, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Starforger, of course, with the classic 354 KDA. Seems like the Aurelion was not the issue this game.
yeah, he got
It was in fact Drakur's hidden Galio pocket pick, Galio AD carry.
He did. he did actually, you know, into this game he got carried by the rest of his team. Oy.
One, of course,
Stormy,
showing
they are best of 3, yes. Best
it
of
is
3.
a best of 3.
So Gladiators need to recover as soon as possible. I think Legacy is doing a fantastic job against the Starforger. It's just that the rest of his team is just carrying him. That's why.
I think Legacy, honestly, I mean, he's done quite a few new nice plays, very nice outplays. Overall, just very nice
Look at that.
positioning.
Starforger
Alt
gets
barely
taken
does
down.
hit.
Legacy has to be singled out by Bracoon as the biggest threat on Gladiators. Awaken, trying to kite away from YOLO Swag Killer and might just manage. He will take him down. And now, Brutal Legend Power securing the third Drake for Gladiators. I think
It is kind of crazy that they are on a soul point with an open nexus. As Bracon does seem to be just playing with him. That Q was a bit strange. Does somehow manage to hit Brutal Edge.
He walked
I'm
back
not too
into
sure
it.
about that one. He walked back into it.
Oh no, Drakur seems to have some
Prowler, no.
leftover issues with his prior teammate that he wanted to clear the air quickly about. Alright, GG there from Aversio. I'm assuming they're gonna end it as soon as possible so we can get into game 2. It was indeed an insane queue there. Yes, indeed. Alright, guys.
Is Drakur Janssen toe sucker?
No, that's a special person. Mela, let's
And
come back to here.
I mean, just look at that. I mean, look at the Renekton damage. 26k at 21 minutes. With the classic Trinity Umu Sterox build. I mean, come on.
Let's see. Still, I want a 5-minute break here as it seems like they're gonna. Are they swapping sides or what? Voila. Guys, we'll be right back. A short break just before game 2. Give them some time to talk and think and discuss. Nano, any last words before we go into break?
Yeah, maybe we don't need to ban Aurelion.
Yeah, I don't think it was a problem, in fact. Voila.
With a flame towards Jan. He knows I love him. He knows I love him.
I think Juan better go back to the bot lane, eh? Alright. Voila. See you soon. Alright, and we are back. Oh no. Inside Ramos. Alright. Nano Awado. Hello. Alright, Nano will come soon. Let's pop into the draft and we see how it's going to go. Mela, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the game 1. Hopefully we'll learn some new things for game 2. As you know, we need some changes in the bot lane. Game 2 draft is beginning. Round 1 version. Alright.
M1 did not go too well on the side of Gladiators. Hoping this time they'll be able to maybe cook something up. In my opinion, well, it is always fun to, pick what I think is quote-unquote ideal. I think we've been saying for the entire tournament, comfort is king. And so I'd like them to see them pick champs that work well, but more importantly, that they feel comfortable, that they can play.
Yeah.
As we see what happens when we don't. Especially when we pick these champions who, in my opinion, are pretty damn difficult to pull off.
Like
We will see
Victor,
exactly like Victor. He is not exactly the easiest of champions.
So the Darius and Yon bans here against the Versio. This is a classic one, and I guess we're still going to be banning the ASO because why not? So it does get banned out here. Meanwhile, Zerat being banned from a Versio. They do seem to not enjoy Legacy playing this champion. Now Legacy has a lot of other champions in his pockets. He can play Malzahar is banned. He can play Annie. He can play Nico. So there are some options here available.
Are some options. I am curious what exactly is. Let's gonna see a Felios first. Bit of a crazy pick on the side of Gladiators. I'm not sure if the AD carry plays much of Felios.
Yes,
I'm guessing that has to be. Yeah, that has to be Flower. It's just choosing comfort, as we do see a smoke come out. Comfort meets comfort. Dracor's favorite does come out, and we see Zach. Yasuo very strong, I think. B1, B2, provided of course that you're comfortable playing a 20 matchup as the Yasuo. Yasuo of course does have certain very strong counters in the mid lane. Notoriously champs like Talia, and to be honest, even Vex, provided that she has the right team comp. Although I'm curious what exactly we are gonna see. Maybe Legacy.
Now, if you don't know Bricone, he's actually, he plays Zac like quite a lot. So, and of course we know the Dracor plays Yasuo, so this combo should be a good one to watch. As Gladiators pick up Diana, it's not really great into Yasuo or Zac, so I'm not really sure about this pick. But Aphelios, I'm pretty sure Prower does play this champion, definitely more than Victor. So hopefully
I am a tad confused.
to learn the lesson.
Like you by the Diana pick.
Yeah, it has to be a comfort pick for sure. I'm assuming at least. There you go.
Milio is picked out, of course.
With Diana.
Not exactly the. So we do just see a Nautilus pick.
Yeah, so Nautilus just secures that Yasuo ult with a button as well. Definitely.
He does seem to be just playing. We just be saying, hey, look, Dracor is kind of 1v9ing today. Let's just let them play Yasuo and just go full knockups, which I do respect. So of course, now the question is, where will the AP damage coming from? Zac, of course, is one of the champions who can build a bit of AP in his kit. For a tank, the Liandry's does go slot into his build pretty nicely. But will that be all that they're able to buy? We'll have to see as Set Any Bands comes out and Renekton GP to respond, basically telling Igloss, hey, you're gonna need to be put on Maokai duty. And the question here is, how will they play around the Igloss Maokai? Of course, Igloss does have many champions, but just based on what's left open, I am assuming some form of annoying tank will be played top. Although, what would be an interesting, maybe as an R5, could possibly be the Rise, if it is playable. I think the champion is very strong right now, and I think it does solve a bit of the issues of the AP on side of a Versio. Cassiopeia basically fills in the same niche. Gragas, probably something more traditional. I think could also fit. But we do, in fact, see a Fiora. Now, if we're being completely honest, that could be Fiora AD carry. It's not impossible.
Well, it's
will it-
Starforger. I wouldn't put it past him. But Iglos does play Fiora as well. It's not a
Iglos does in
popular
fact play
pick,
Fiora well.
but he does play it.
As we do see the Warwick, I'd really like to see a Talia mid here. But if, of course, again, comfort is king, like we're saying. Weirdly enough, I think Aurelion also really fits on Gladiators comp here. Maybe a last minute swap between the mid laners for both teams. Juan plays on Gladiators.
Yeah, but it's
Uh,
banned out, so.
It is, of course, banned out, so it cannot be picked. Cassiopeia would also arguably nice against the 4 very strong dash champions. Or Vex. Vex, of course, another champion that historically does well. The one thing I'm a bit afraid of Vex is that due to the fact that your other burst champion is a Diana, yes, of course, you do have a Phalios with his Infernum ultimate doing a nice amount of burst. Will Vex be able to actually get resets this game? Especially seeing as they are playing into 2 tanks and 2 tanky-ish bruisers who can easily build MR. Yeah, so of course, a tiny bit easier in building MR with the Wits End, but Fiora, I mean, I don't know, as we do see a response with Ari, so that is in fact a Yasuo AD carry. Unless it's Fiora AD carry and Yasuo top, but I'm gonna say that's probably not the case.
I'm just as confused as you are, my friend. But it is what it is. Averso here having fun with their picks. So yeah.
It does just seem
looking
like
forward
Yasuo AD carry, if I'm being completely honest. It does do pretty well into Aphelios and Melio. Melio and Aphelios essentially both having fully focusing on the right clicks. The Windwall here will be pretty damn useful. Other than that, I mean, it's gonna be a bit, I'd say, of a difficult game for Gladiators. Not too big of a fan, I think, of the Vex here. I think the Vex is gonna find it very, very,
Hey,
very hard
let's
to
not
find
doubt
resets.
Legacy, okay? He's a Vex connoisseur, and he did really well on his Zerat, so we'll definitely want to see him. The sad thing here is, in my opinion, if they picked Vex to face off against Yasuo, you can ask Drakur anytime. He really does not consider this champion to be a counter to Yasuo by any stretch. Or means he'd much rather not play against, much rather face a Vex than a Galio, for example, something like that. So yeah,
I'm actually of the belief that the Vex is less of a lane counter to Yasuo, and more of just this, how do I say this, safe, I'm gonna play to literally just farm and shove and then maybe get a few nice skirmishes or roams off. I think Vex into Yasuo plays a lot closer to something like you would a Talia, just to be blunt, a worse Talia. And for that reason, I mean, I'm a bit interested exactly how this is gonna play out.
Isn't really a problem for Yasuo. If she
No,
puts out
it's not.
E's,
It's a shove and roam champ, basically ignoring the
Yeah.
laning phase. And the one thing that Yasuo can't really do like amazingly well is roam. So I think that's generally speaking how I think one of the good ways to counter him is to basically just ignore him like a sad, like a tantruming child, you know?
let him have a key.
Let him have a key. Bro is not let back into the house. As we do see Shadow saying, nah, didn't pick Vex because of yes, don't worry.
He knows.
Although he does know, and it does actually look like this will in fact be a Yasuo AD carry, like we said.
Do you see them on roll already? Or?
No, it's just, I don't see Ari going AD carry. What it could be, and I'm not sure, will this be a Drakur Yasuo, which is what we're expecting? Or is this a very rare Starforger Yasuo? I doubt it completely. But it would be downright hilarious if that's the case. Shadow on the side of Gladiator, walking over to Juan's house and cutting his internet with a pair of clippers. Godspeed, Shadow. Look, if I'm completely honest with you, again, like I said, this game looks very hard with set of gladiators. They have uh, arguably done the opposite mistake which they've done last time, which is instead of focusing on what champions are the best here, they've decided to go on full comfort, which, in my opinion, is the lesser of the two kind of evils that you can pick. But at the same time, it still is not exactly what you want to see. Uh, there is a world where maybe the Warwick gets very ahead here, and they can be a very strong side lane threat, especially into the Fiora, who of course can basically do nothing except side lane. That said, I mean it's gonna be a very uphill battle for gladiators due to the comp. It
Black
could be
screen of that. Uh-huh.
that
Over here.
if Diana or Vex gets ahead, that they might be able to just do these very how do I say this, cheesy kind of one shots, and they get these small picks that might lead to bigger advantages later on. As of course we do see Starforger once again flexing the fact that he has a lot of money with the 500 euro immortalized legendary skin.
That is certainly
Or
not
is that
a
the is that the
skin. It's the
is
one
that the
before
200
it.
euro
Yeah,
one?
yeah, exactly.
It's the 200 euro one. It's the 200. What Juan basically saying, I'll pay the 200. I'm not playing the 500. It's I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's gonna be a very uphill battle for gladiators. Uh, what I'm interested in exactly is what side will Diana start? Because you would assume she'd play pretty normal and just play top down. But I am curious, will she play bot up, essentially saying, yeah, look, either my Aphelios is gonna scale and get a bunch of money, or he's not, so let's just ignore him for now. As we do see a 5-man stack in the mid lane, they do seem to be patting top. This Vex is right here. She does spot them out. Flash Q from Awaken does miss. And that has
Starting off on a
got to
great
sting.
foot. Yeah. To be fair, I mean, I really don't see the value in this Diana pick. There is literally 0 people on the entirety of the Averso team you can try to go for. Literally 0. I think even Nautilus could 1v1 you at some point in the game. It's really tough to play into this matchup. I mean, the best case scenario here is if Vex Diana jump on one target and maybe Diana has a Bizzle Mask helping Vex get the one shot quicker. That could be a thing, but they need to watch out for Yasuo walls. Ahri has dashes. Zac could be a target if Zac falls too much behind. I mean, sure. But in terms of clear speed advantage, Zac and Diana pretty much on the same path. On the same speed, sorry. So, not even in that regard does Diana have an advantage. Maybe you want to play around your top lane here, Warwick into Fiora. Maybe that could be the play.
That does seem like the only out that I can see for this Diana is just focusing for this Warwick, but of course she does start top and she's jungling top down, which
Yeah.
is
He doesn't even have
not really
setup
what you
bot
want to
lane,
see.
besides maybe Graviton when Prowler gets that.
As you do see Starforger giving Legacy some love taps. This is a Q start Ahri.
Once again, the famous Q start Ahri we've learned in this LCM that we really should be going W, right? For the traits.
People just love this Q start Ahri. It is technically not the worst in certain matchups, specifically long range matchups where you're never gonna get your W
I
off.
mean, not the worst. Like,
Definitely not a Vex.
let's not start with E
As-
now.
Yeah, it's the E start. That's gonna be the next one. Zero Circular is taking a few chunky trades from the Fiora. So with the new Warwick and with his current rework, the way that you want to be playing the champion is getting a minion very low. But preferably a minion that is not being focused by other minions, getting the attack speed buff, using it until it runs out on the enemy laner, and then going to less hit it. It's a bit of a arguably harder Warwick than the classical brain dead just right click Warwick, although it's not too far off as Prower is getting dangerously low. Bayer has to pop carrier. A bit low themselves, both under 10% HP, as Rakur is bullying them. Starforger seems to have returned at least fully for these, for at least this series, to the mid lane, regaining his throne.
Now Brutal Edge here has the first clear advantage and could have just popped out in the bot lane, but he took enough time here so that yeah, Versio does go ahead and put down the ward. He had an opening there. I'm surprised to see how far Brickun, like how long he's taking to clear his camps. Honestly, 340 clear on this Zac.
I
is
think
very
one of his
disgusting.
camps reset.
Yeah, some
I'm
mistake
guessing that
had
one of
to
his
happen.
camps reset.
But he's still gonna have. Oh no! Yes, Brutal Edge.
Smite does come out.
He'll
Awaken
live,
barely
he'll live.
misses the Q.
Brutal Edge will live. It's fine. It's fine. He can go for double scuttle. He will double scuttle Brickun. He could even take his raptors if he knew Brickun started on them. Oi, oi, oi. So many things here. And now, do we get the top side gank that we've been asking for?
We do
Oh, no.
see the Fiora rotating down, but it's too late. The scuttle has been taken. As both junglers choosing to stay on the map, not recall, not use their gold, and they do seem to be going for another set of clears. Carrier getting a bit low, Drakor is also getting quite a bit low. Emilio Q does land. So does the Steel Tempest. Awaken hooks onto Carrier and yikes. May have wanted to flash it. It's just Drakor just flash ease, kills him, and lives on 2 HP. I mean, it does not get sadder than that. He executes to a minion. Fast recall on the side of Drakor. 100% calculated. As Awaken himself is considering doing the same strategy, but decides against it last second. Malta's finest, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. That minion is a paid actor. Oh, yeah.
Paid actor minion. Starforger is running dangerously low on mana and he's not in the best position. Eyegloss tanked one too many minions! Solo kill! What the fuck is going on?
So yeah, Eyegloss inting on his Fiora. It seems like Brutalite should have picked this lane to be camped a lot earlier, perhaps. Let's see if he can get there.
So you put me and Eyegloss in like a Russian roulette scenario and somehow we both shoot ourselves in the head, I swear. As Brutal Edge and his bot lane will choose to take out this tower. Zac is of course topside, but most likely just straight for the grubs. And Versio really liking these grubs, especially the first 3. As we do see Yolo Circular manages to push in his top lane, does get a nice shove. Zac will take these grubs, but of course a bit slowly. Awaken in a bush by himself. They could have maybe jumped on him there. If you look at the golden CS, I mean, relatively speaking, outside of the jungle, where of course due to the double scuttle Brutal Edge is actually ahead of Brickun. They're just barely slightly ahead. Gold-wise, the Warwick did get the kill, so he's roughly 150 gold ahead of the Fiora. Minions, I mean, kills generally speaking do attribute to like around 14, I'd say maybe 15, depending on if it's mostly casters in terms of minions. So of course the 12 level gold lead in terms of CS that Eyegloss has will make up for most of the gold of the kill. As we do see a little roam by Legacy, does not manage to really amount to anything. One does get a nice little shove. Legacy is bleeding minions right now. As the ultimate for the Fiora does come out, but also there's a fight bot lane. Brutal Edge, Smite does come out. I believe that did go to Brutal Edge. As will we see an R click? We do not. Brutal Edge trying to get out, but he is going down. Starforger does get feared away. Eyegloss once again right clicking. Ult comes out from the Warwick. The guy is chomping. He is munching. Double flash. Nice little flash predict from Eyegloss. As Legacy gets greeted by Brickun. Slapped around and Brickun will get out.
A lot more control in this game from Gladiators that we've seen in the last one. Especially there in top lane, Yolo Swagkiller really doing the best he can. Almost solo killing Eyegloss there for the second time round.
You have to respect the dog. You have to respect the dog. You do see, I mean, this bot lane again is having a bit of a rough time. Definitely a lot less of a rough time than last time. But of course, a rough time nonetheless. As the ultimate from Drakor does come out, this may be another kill onto Drakor. And that is pretty bad. That is a solid kill plus around a wave and a half of minions lost for Prowler.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Wake.
I mean,
We'll get out.
Well, Yasuo will always have the matchup here against the ranged character until they can get a couple more items and actually bully him, especially in these mini waves, as Courier decides to go down there for a couple
Korea
of
decides to
minions.
deliver another kill. Special delivery.
Yeah, this bot lane just wasn't it in these two games.
YOLO Swag Killer will choose to go for this fight, and that Warwick champion is just so damn strong. Call me Warwick because I'd be queuing Fiora too.
Call me Warwick because I'd be Wing Fiora too.
So true, Jan, so true.
Yes, yes.
Had
Oh,
missed his
yeah.
skin, I'd be E-ing too. You know, like the E2.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
GG. Yeah,
GG. As we do see, I mean, it's gonna be a really, again, like I said in the draft, it's a very uphill battle again for gladiators.
Man,
It's
I just want them to perma dive top lane. Is that too much to ask for? Just abandon this bot lane.
I would want,
forget about it.
realistically
Send
speaking-
everything top. Everything top.
realistically speaking, this bot lane should just play safe,
on, we're 10
farm,
minutes
get as
in.
much farm as
The
possible.
next 6 minutes in, perma gank top lane and get those grabs. Get Herald. Take tier 2. Come on, that's what you need to do here. Forget about this bot lane. Yeah, but
Denying the grabs here is of course the right play. Same for always just making sure that this Fiora falls behind. A Fiora that has fallen behind is somehow the more useless than like Caitlyn. Especially as once they have this Warwick with a few kills, I mean the champion does actually just pop off. As Carrier greeds a bit too much for a ward. Amazing little kill from Brecon. But this will be another kill for the Yasuo. As the Zac passive is pop. Prower walks straight into Dracor's Q, and man, tiny little disaster in bot lane. His legacy trading with his brother non mid. Not much action happening mid lane. Just two mages slapping each other with spells, clearing waves on repeat. The Vex, of course, not exactly the best champion into these mid-range control mages. If I'm being completely honest, I think Vex is another one of those champions who is a bit bait. Definitely not the strongest of champions. As we do see the Void Grubs taken away by the Diana. Will we see a gank from top lane? Warwick, of course, he's back to full health. Ooh, the ult does hit as Eyegloss will in fact go down.
Great.
That's what you
Finally.
want to see.
Are they hearing me on stream? That's what I want to. That's what exactly what I wanted.
As YOLO Swag Killer does not hold the Q, he does tap it. He could have escaped there by holding the Q and going behind Zac.
Yes.
Bit of a shame there. Small little Warwick knowledge thing. But it still is not the worst. The Fiora does
I don't know
in
if you
fact
know,
lose.
but a really good Warwick can actually Q Zac before he lands as well to dodge the CC.
And follow him around, that is also true. And
To
dodge
dodge,
CC.
to dodge the stun, yeah. I've only seen one person do it. Mr. Hornline, if you're watching. I'm a fan. Oh yeah.
Being a bit of a person who's like a Warwick IRL. I mean,
Mean indeed.
uh,
GG.
call me Vander.
Miskin, man. That guy got killed like 4 times in that show.
Uh,
Alright.
As it's thus seen that the same is gonna be happening to Courier. Call him Vander, because he does in fact gonna go down for the 4th time this game.
Yes. The Vander bot lane working out here.
Vander bot lane.
Look, it's crazy to think that if this bot lane wasn't like this, gladiators are ahead in kills. Just think about that.
That is completely true. As Sion does get a nice little chip damage. Maybe opening up a kill for, opening up a gank for Draconis. Pekun will just say, hey look, free Drake. As we do see YOLO Swag Killer does hold the E. Very nice patience. This should be a kill for the Warwick. And it is. What a fucking good champion, man. I love that champ.
Nah, it's not the champion, it's YOLO Swag Killer completely
It's YOLO Swag
outplaying
Killer.
Iglos on his Fiora. He needs to go back to the
Very
drawing
nice
board
little
with this
patience
champion.
on the E. Waiting for the parry to come out before letting the taunt rise. Starforger will get chunked a bit. And realistically, provided a shutdown is gotten on this Yasuo, preferably by the Vex or the Diana, as Legacy may be the one going down. Just play safe.
Flash anchor to your face. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, why are we sending resources to bot lane?
Why are we
Just-
committing to bot lane?
Yes,
Exactly.
just let them go, man. It's over, man. You have a Berserker Grief slingshot freaking Kal Aphelios against a full Blade of the Ruin King Yasuo bot lane. Like, how do you win a fight in that sector? Just go top, take the Herald, take the
Realistically
enemy
speaking
camps,
here-
split the map, forget about them. Literally it. If you really want to give them something, send your bot mid and send Legacy bot lane. That's really
Yep.
all I would change here. But they're doing it way too late now.
As a swap is coming in, I think this bot lane is dead again. They are overextending pretty far. They should just be waiting under the tower for the wave as a double knockup does come out. Drakur doesn't have wall, doesn't need it. That's another kill. That is 9 deaths at 15 minutes. That is not what you want to see. As Awaken does Hex Flash over. Says hello Brutal Edge. Don't mind me. Starforger getting sniffed by Warwick. Just like me for real. We do see a little chunk damage on the Warwick. They do have to be a bit scared. They do not know where the Zac is, assuming that he's there. Of course, the Zac has recall, but they don't know that. The vision control from Versio is immaculate here. Basically scouting the entire bot side of the map. Small misplay here from Prower. Preferably there you freeze the wave right underneath your tower. The amount of minions you'd need extra is around, I believe, 5.5.
Oh no.
As Awaken does get a nice little Hex Flash. This may be Brutal Edge going down. The Ignite will tick. Shutdown for the Nautilus, but that is still a kill as the Warwick refuses to die. Barrier does come through. Flash bit late. And he will go down. Again, it is with these tap Qs that is really doing a number on him. Provided he holds these
Now
Qs
imagine-
for the Fiora dashes.
Imagine Brutal Edge was there to help YOLO Swag Killer. I mean,
Or
it's
imagine
just-
YOLO Swag Killer was maybe 2 more kills up from a few more
Yes.
dives. Yeah. That may have been a 2v1.
it's just sad
Work
to
of-
see. It wasn't that one-sided, especially there in top lane. It was very nice to see here Mr. YOLO Swag Killer getting almost 3 solo kills entirely on Iglos this game alone.
As we are returning to the Snooze Fest mid. And again, when there is a Snooze Fest, CS is king. Juan, 40 CS on the Vex. Of course, mostly due to these roams that sadly he is committing to the bot side of the map. When realistically, again, we should be, if anything, focusing on this top side. Making sure that this Warwick becomes a absolutely scary split pusher. There's of course builds on Warwick, much like Titanic Rush second. Or even the Stride Breaker first, which still has decent wave clear. That can be a bit of a menace in a side lane. As we do see, YOLO Swag Killer does spot out Eyegloss. Of course, he does not know where the Zac is, although if he does, I think that Warwick at this stage in the game will still actually beat out the Fiora. Fiora 1-3. The Executioner just is not enough to really stop Warwick's healing. Especially if he does get a nice few pokes. As Prower is forced to flash, Starforger will pick up another kill. Very nice little combo by YOLO Swag Killer, one-shotting the Fiora. There was actually a window for Iglos to parry. He did not perfectly buffer the CC, but I'm guessing he did not expect the swap. As Legacy does get flashes with the Nautilus ult into Carrier, but does not seem to matter. Brutal Edge is caught out by the Zac. Rakur is legendary, 9-1. Vacant Skew barely missing out here. Eyegloss is getting dangerously low. Parry does come out. It does miss. And YOLO Swagger will just right click to win. That was definitely a Warwick champion moment.
Bro, what's going on
but
after
again-
all? But even if it was the case, isn't this a bit excessive from Eyeglass? I mean,
Eyegloss, of course, is perhaps it is not just one spy that is in the game. Perhaps
two.
this is a spy v spy match. As Rakur, I think unintentionally jumps over the wall. I think he wanted those raptors. Of course, they will now go over to Brutal Edge. As the Zac does come in, another knock up. I mean, I think they're just a bit tilted at this point. As the Warwick will come out, start slapping Bracoon. And I mean, just look at the Warwick damage, but it's just not enough. Exhaust does come out and he will go down. Dracour will pick up another kill on the Warwick.
that's an all-out.
Who flashed?
I mean, it took longer to get to this
The
point now.
Vex
Oh no, Legacy.
does come in, but it's on a Zac. He will not get the reset. Dracour getting a bit low. Zac does respawn. E does land. Alt from the Zac. Let's bounce.
He will indeed bounce.
He did indeed bounce away. Nothing really happens. We do in fact see the Liandry rush.
Landry is with Aftershock on Zac. A bit sus, but
Not a bit sussy. There is actually one high elo Korean Zac who goes Aftershock, tank Zac, but his first item is a proto belt. And the entire reason is, and I'm not making this shit up, he uses it to Q to the side so that he can land the Q on the backline.
what?
I'm not.
What, he queues a front line and then auto attacks the back
He
line?
he's a front line,
Ah,
and then he proto belts to the side to get a Q on the backline.
that's so cool.
It is the goofiest thing I've ever seen, but somehow it works in Korean Grandmaster, so who knows? Maybe it's good. Or maybe he's just a bit mentally ill, who knows? The ultimate question in League of Legends.
Oh, yeah. Oops, sorry.
As we do see the Abyssal Mask, second item from Zac coming out, deciding to amplify the Ahri damage and his own tiny bit more. As Brutal Edge may just been caught out of here again. By Star Forge, that's the third time he's died in that spot. Legacy barely misses the ult, but the Warwick will pick up the Ahri.
And YOLO Swagger is just on fire. This game, he's like really doing good. It's a bit
He's doing
unfortunate he
a
can't follow it up.
lot. It's a tad of a shame this team is so behind. Realistically, the Vex is not the most behind, but this is a champion that, again, you have to be ahead on. It's one of the reasons why I'm not too big of a fan of the champion. The champion does rely on you being ahead and being able to get those resets. Without that, the champion does kind of fail to function. And in a maybe unironically, in last game's comp, instead of the Zerat, it probably would have fit along with the Viego, along with the Victor AD carry. But this game, where we're more going for these long, drawn-out fights, as they do get engaged on. No one's died yet. As I say, that Brutal Edge does die. Dracour will actually fall down. YOLO Swag Killer is healing so damn much. Does manage to live. Flash forward by Prower. He is dealing with damage. Does manage to kill the Nautilus.
Wow, YOLO Swag Killer turns that into a 2-for-1, and now he's on the chase. He does find
And
the
now
tools.
he's searching for Bracoon. Bracoon does get feared. He's down. Starforger will also fall down. YOLO
Incredible.
Swag Killer is absolutely crazy. He's sniffing the Fiora. Me for real. There is of course a tower.
Oh my
The ult
God,
comes out,
an
and
ult!
that's another kill.
YOLO Swag Killer is a beast in this match. Turning the tide around here for his team. Look at the gold lead. It's just 4k now.
It has gone down to 4k. Very big shutdowns. I believe it was a...
No, don't go Baron here. Guys, this is insanity.
Why are we banning? No!
Alright, let's do it.
They do take it
They have
realistically
damage,
very fast. They do have the damage. This could be a Yasuo quadra kill. I'm gonna be damn honest.
No, they got this.
They do seem to have it.
Nice,
There are so many
nice
chakras
call,
on power.
guys.
They do actually get the ban in. Very smart call, knowing I guess this is a knowledge play from the side of Prower and maybe even YOLO Swag-Killer, knowing that Warwick and the many chakras on the Aphelios take then in so damn fast.
That Warwick
Very
just
smart play.
recalled them bot Thornmail.
He just bought Thornmail. Realistically speaking, I think I'd rather see just a Bramble Vest and then actually a dual armor MR item. Maybe something like the... I believe Jax was the only one left.
Hey, I don't play.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
be-
play Warwick, but I know Thornmail isn't an item usually preferred by people playing him. But maybe Titanic is usually what's taken, or even the Hammer Owl.
I think Titanic, yes. The Hullbreaker could also work here.
Yes.
Although if he's going to be playing for these team fights and wanting to be their only front line, I can also see Sterax being an angle. Warwick not having the highest base AD, but it is high enough for the Sterax to be a viable item, Oman. As well as the, of course, lifesteal. Once it pops, always being very nice, letting you stay at that low health threshold, managing to keep the increased lifesteal from your passive. But yeah, I mean, it's a very nice gold swing back onto Gladiators. They do have a chance now, but the real question is Brutal Edge caught out again in the same spot for the 4th time.
Wanted his Raptors, apparently.
He really wanted his Raptors. Not the thing you really want to see right now, especially seeing as I believe that they have the chance to actually probably get a lot of objectives provided they win this team fight, which of course now will be very hard seeing as it's 4v5. It's not the...
Zaki was really good. Oh no,
Still
YOLO
Zaki.
Swag Killer. Nice, gets to ult out. To safety.
Does have to ult out Legacy, getting hit by the Yasuo ult. Rakor will not Lee Sin Syndrome it and take it anyway. We do see Eyegloss on the side lane. He's 1-7. I'm not sure he can do much here. Nice 3-man E by Zac, but the Zax is not even able to get off anything, as that will be a shutdown. Lots of damage from Prower. Starforger will be forced to ult away. Brecon is tanking a lot of damage, and this Aphelios is very strong, but he is also still not very ahead. If anything, he's barely caught up to everyone else. 3 items on the Yasuo compared to the 2.5 on the Aphelios. It's not even 2.5, it's just 2. As you can see, Brutal Edge, I mean... And this is where the Diana pick will sort of start to show that maybe not the strongest. Especially opting to go for the full burst Diana build. With Conqueror, especially against this team comp, I would have preferred to maybe see a more tankier version of Diana. Something like the Liandry, something like maybe even building the Abyssal Mask to sort of improve the Vex's damage.
I mean, if you want to play Diana, you have to go AP at this hour, like, it's just how it is. He picked an assassin into this team comp, it's not the greatest for sure. He should have just tried to use his power early on, and then maybe later he could be strong to one-shot Fiora maybe before a fight. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I have seen a few people going the Bruiser Diana, but I will take your word for it that it's bad.
It's just not ideal, not bad. I mean, you can, there's probably so many other champions, like you could go Lilia probably. Like in
Yeah,
this game,
Lilia would have
Brand
basically
been
done.
better. Mhm.
Yeah. I think Lilia or Brand would have basically done what this Diana has to do here, but just 10 times better.
Like you'd want to pick this
Okay.
against stuff like Varus, against Jhin, against like stuff like this. You can just go in, ult them, Zhonya's, and just you've won the team fight basically. Or even against Draven, it's not too bad as well. But depends on
Okay.
Draven. Gosh.
Yeah, I can see it, as we do see. The Warwick can just run down the Fiora here at any time. And I think that may be just what happens. What happened there? What?
I'm pretty sure Iglos parried the Warwick ult, but
But he was unstoppable because of the ult, so
Yeah.
they didn't actually get stunned. Okay, that's a weird interaction. Fair enough. Warwick, of course, does just stat check him. The Fiora is 1-7, though Warwick is 7-4.
we can talk a bit more about this Diana as well. Usually you'd want to pick it against like AD champions that are like Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, Vi, these type of champs, because you can match them in a 1v1 and you also clear faster than them. That's typically when you're going to go this, but as well it's gonna be around your comp, right? But if you play for counter ganks, it's gonna be really good into them, and later you can just defend your ADC, for example. Oy, oy, oy.
Oy, very, very, very scary there. If Drakor was a bit closer, I think that would have been a kill onto Legacy. As Carrier spamming his emotes. And man, it all goes back to the early game, provided the early game was not as rough for them. And this is something I've talked to Aversio about, and I do completely agree with, and something they're really, really, really good at doing. It's picking comps that scale. Even in comps where they don't outscale the enemy team, they still pick comps where they have a decent chance to play. Last comp, of course, at least in my opinion, Gladiator's comp did outscale Aversio's. But the main difference is that they still had a chance, especially with the Aurelion. And so, I mean, there's a sort of fundamental truth to League where even in the highest levels of play, people are kind of shit and don't really know how to end the game fast. And especially with the way that Riot has been kind of going, is that they want these sort of medium but not short games to exist. And so scaling comps at least to that 3-item sort of mid-game spike at that 27-minute mark.
Well,
I mean,
just
realistically
Go
speaking,
back to gold though, if you want your 40-minute games.
exactly,
Or
exactly. If you want those
20
40-minute games, go back to gold. Yeah, go back to, yeah, you're not wrong. Go back to Emerald. As YOLO Swag Killer does carry the Nautilus ult into Legacy, that has got this thing that is, in fact, probably going to be game.
I mean, congrats to
That's- Crowder
Gladiators
will-
taking it to 30 minutes, to be honest, after that last game, but we didn't really fix the issue
It's-
with our bot lane, but we did fix it with our top lane. Better luck next
Shame it-
LCM, huh?
Better luck next. It was definitely a better game 2 than game 1, I will say that much. I do think they performed a lot better. YOLO Swag Killer himself really giving us a bit of a show with Warwick. I can only imagine Drakor flaming Iglos from the room next to his.
Yep. But
One
still-
yet start injury comes out through the ledge. And this will be, of course, game 2 for Aversio.
Yeah. But it was a great
16-2.
game there, nice comebacks as well. I would have liked to have the YOLO Swag Killer win this one. He definitely outperformed his opponent in the top lane. But better luck next time. Who would you consider as MVP for these two matches?
I mean, I think it's obvious as hell. I think Drakor performed amazingly in both games. I believe 12-2 on the Galio game, 16-2 on the Yasuo game. In both cases, I think dealing just a really oppressive bot lane. Drakor, my bot laner. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, with the way that the game is going and the way that AD carry itemization is going, and the fact that all these like crazy new early game objectives are being introduced with things like the Atakan at 20 minutes, maybe Drakor just starts playing shit like Galio and Yasuo by AD carry. Because, you know, I mean, clearly it works. Am I wrong? It works.
Well, that was I think fair enough to say him. He also had the 20 stack Magi's on the Galio. Let's see if maybe we can get him into the MVP interview to close off today's stream. Yeah, it was good 2 games. Gladiators sadly not having their full roster, maybe it did hurt them a bit, but today we've seen the power of YOLO Swag Killer on this Warwick. Never before have we seen it being picked out, and he did really well, almost out of nowhere. Looking forward to maybe seeing him play this next time as well, why not? You.
I mean, of course, maybe first time for Gladiators for YOLO Swag Killer. But I believe there was another game where a certain player went Warwick top lane and barked the entire time.
Nah,
Maybe
I
another
mean,
game.
It wasn't YOLO Swag Killer.
It was not YOLO Swag Killer.
He's the
That's
best Warwick in Malta after this performance. Guaranteed. Seems like they are shying away from MVP. Okay, they sent him. Mela. Nano, grazie da kollox. Good night.
true. It's been fun. Good night. I'm gonna go to my own dog right now. Not Warwick.
Sellili.
Tiħli kell. Nraqdu. Good
Le,
night.
traqdux, men, mux għalissa, għad baqalu ħajja. Oj, oj, oj.
Għan le ħana tiħ li għalt.
GG. Alright, alright.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Zoe.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lila.
Sorry about me.
Good night, good night.
Ciao, ciao, grazie.
Alright, hello Drakur. Fair to say, you do deserve this. Ħana lilek naqra dawn. Alright. How's the vibes in the bot lane? Kif ħassejtek?
I mean, I'm not really a bot laner, but it was pretty fun. Especially with Mr. Enrico, very, very fun bot lanes, like very aggressive as well.
Ja, ma nafx
So just
għalfejn.
fighting.
Meta rajtek tilab miegħu, like f'moħħi bdejt ngħid, probably Drakur jgħid, kemm fan tilab bot lane ma l-Awaken. Like just ħassejt għal-ħaġa.
Kienet, I mean, low l-laba l-Galio, I mean, lane swap jajna waqt il-loading screen. Jena jdu għaw, sen. Mux jena, sorry, I don't want to take credit, Enrico għal għaw, Galio broken għawek jik mur bot lane. Għatta, għalliva mur bot lane għawek, u podġu l-ħwan mid, għatlu, okej, murna bot lane.
Kontra Victor?
Eżat.
Alright.
Just għadna, okej, għax ma sax missuni, to be fair. Bad kena dik il-2v3 early, li bat wara dik just sajna li rridu. Ma kienx hemm sejġi. Bat it-tieni logħba I mean, so Nautilus
Ma
kontra.
tantx ma nitkellmux fuq it-tieni logħba naħseb għax hemm ċertu nies ma nsemmux min jikkonsidraw jgħal installjaw wara t-tieni logħba naħseb.
Le.
Le?
Kellek jassu Nautilus kontra Miljo Felios. Ma nafx vera tqil tila fil-logħba to be fair.
Ovvjament.
But once li rnexxielna noqtluhom darba.
Ma
Ma kienet vera ħafif.
Ma ġara top lane. Dik li se jkun naf jena.
Mela jiena naf mhux hekk jagħmel għajglus kull logħba. Jaqbad imutlek u bad jittamel ħajx kompli pressure. To be fair, xorta pressure, għax kien tirab fjora.
Mux ekku.
Ma kienx jaf il-limits kontra Warwick, ma ħassux pressured li joqgħod attent. I mean, mitna. M'samel.
Mit xerba darbiet waħdu?
To be fair, il-Warwick kien kont mħasseb minħabba l-Warwick. Għax dak ma sax noqtlu. Like, 1v1 għrim ma sax noqtlu. Ridi abda knockups, abda CC. Nivind għalja l-la Felios milja biex ikrux saw missu, but nerfu team fightek. Imma kif marret il-loba bat, kena kontroll, kena kompletament kontroll fuq il-mappa, kull imkien. Nisan jihdu CS kemm irridu. Juan nasib kell l-iktar CS fil-loba kienx level 18, għatin kont għad level 16, għal kont fed. Just kenna kull camp, kenna kull objective, kenna gold dubbat.
Il-power ma ħallastuħx intom u game 1 għalli jista' jkun.
Le, ma ħallast.
Alright, okay.
Ġitna għannak, naħseb, laqsna f'min, level 1 jista' jkun ma ħasibx li kelli daqseg damage, għalek ma flashjax.
Kien hemm moment però kienet naqra ma ma rix nid-down talk ċertu affarijiet ta' ma lejsol kien ġej u dak ma jħallix indicator fejn ħajasal bil-W. U naħseb kien jgħad shopping probably għax ma reactjax leħħal xej. Unlucky.
To be fair, ma kienx ħafna xta jagħmel naħseb. Meta kien hemm il-lejsol.
Aċċetta l-mewt probably.
Just aċċetta, okej. Naħseb. Ħammut għal-lejsol ta' Juan minn tant affarijiet.
Looking forward issa semi-finals?
Yes, aħna sa nafu kontra min jew?
Le, jridu jintlabu l-lob li baqa. Jekk nitċekkjaw naqra, minn kontra min kieku tiġa. Ma dik kienet Game 1, so intom kieku tiġu kontra l-winners ta' Game 4 between 4th u 5th. I believe daw jiġu HUJ u Waffle Warriors. So,
Ok.
minn dawk it-nej, minn kieku l-iktar looking forward biex terġa' tilab kieku.
Onestament, it-tnejn nix nix nilabhom, so m'għandix preference.
Nice.
Ma memx ħafna timijiet fejn għajdlek ver nix nilab kontrihom, għax like li għandi big preference. L-iktar wieħed kien Bloodwoods, ma dawk kien qalaw. Ħabba zakana.
Alright, għax intom ħbib u toqgħodu tagħmlu 1v1 so fil-free time tagħkom.
Għax xira pjazzu joni, so automatikament.
Oh. X'kien
Għattaka.
mid-laner Malti la fjassu jew nostra. X'kien?
Ej. Ej.
Issa qed tajt top lane Malti jilab xen. Jew xi jungler Malti x'nilagħbu aħna ħafna. Ma nafx.
Ma tkomx jisu.
Xako, jien naf. Le.
Le.
Għandna bżonn iktar
Ma-
defined junglers. Wukong tajjeb, kulħadd jilab Wukong jgħal bħalissa. GG. Fi żmien xi darba kienet trandel, Infatti Birkun huwa kind of remnant ta' like x'konna nilagħbu qabel fil-jungle inħoss
Kulħadd kien jilab trandil, like.
Trandel Sejuani
Really.
u vaj mela, l-istess klieta, Jarvan, dawk biss konna nilagħbu l-ħin kollu on repeat. Għax huma biss kienu jistgħu jiġġungle jaw.
I mean, jien to be fair laqs niftakka. I mean, jibdejt nilab tournaments naħseb. Meta? Sentejn ilu, naħseb. Dejt like tħalt fi xena.
I
Jien
mean,
ma niftakarx.
trust me, naħseb il-jungle hija ħafna ħjar issa milli kienet qabel. Għalikom il-laners, kellkom il-lanes isar u literally il-meta kienet just level 2 gank. Loba, u mux gank lane ta' le, I mean, slight level 2, it's time to gank, like kullum kien. U kont tilab Alistar, Nautilus, anka Sejuani qabel kella l-abilities naqa differenti, just kont tuħu buff u tinżel bot lane, tmur mid lane, tmur top lane, tirrikorja tixi Oracle Elixir li kien isu trinket, red trinket, imma permanent. Sakemm tmut jew għal 4 minutes u tixi daw gold per 5 items, so every 5 seconds taqla 10 gold minn għand l-item. Tixi 4 minn dawk u just every now and then tuħu camp jew tuħu buff. U l-bqija just toqgħod tiggenkja. Tlab Mawkaj eżempju, daw il-wholesome champions hija. Le. U Valessa, taraw xi masteri, le.
Allah ħares.
Mela, ma nsommok xwis kilt illum, kilt xi pizza
Għaddile.
tajba. Oh no,
Għadile.
il-pizza tistenna. Mela,
Like forsi.
mela, mur Hogos Bikel, thank you tal-interview.
Grazie.
Proset tal-loba u naraw kissa fis-semi-finals.
Yes, sir. Ciao, boss.
Good night. Ciao ciao.